like that.
Welcome back to another one of my videos. We took a break from the usual mangrove syndicate in Shropshire, and we're now over the pond in Europe on a place called Utopia in France. PB Products asked me if I wouldn't mind tagging along with them while they did some filming over here a few weeks back. So I obviously jumped at the chance, and it gives me a chance to do some of my own stuff in between as well. I'm in Peg 4. We arrived on Saturday afternoon. I'm in Peg 4. So when you come abroad, Saturday's always a bit of a rush to get everything in place. So Sunday was the first full proper day at it really. Some of the lads have already caught a few so far. I'm yet to put one on the bank, unfortunately, but I'm hopeful. I'm in Peg 4, which is a little quiet bay. I'm quite cut off actually from the two guys either side of me, but I have got a plan for that later on. I found 3 nice spots out in front of me, so if I can get the fish to actually come in, I'm confident we'll get a fish or two. There's numerous 40s in here, plenty of 50s and a couple of 60s to go at as well, so hopefully at some point later on we'll have a couple of units to show you. Right then folks, it's Monday evening and it's just about to get dark, just about to settle down for the evening. This will be the 3rd night now on Utopia with the PB boys. I've got to say, I've really struggled. This is the first fish I've had. Not quite a 30, but very welcome all the same to get me off the mark. 29.14. And gave a good account up for itself as well. There we go. First fish of the session, 29.14. There's a lot bigger in here. Hopefully I'll keep at it. Probably won't fish again tomorrow. I did that today. With me struggling and being it's like a closed off bay. I've baited the area up and left my rods out and then put them in this evening. Let all the other lads push them my way. That was the plan and it seems to have worked, so we'll get this one back. Hopefully have a couple of more tonight, but if not I'll do the same tomorrow and we'll see what happens. Happy days. Good morning. A certain sense of relief in camp today with having that fish last night. Okay, it's not a monster that we came for. It's not the monster that we came for, and I've not had the numbers either like a lot of people. A lot of the other guys have, but it's a fish and it's not a blank. So all I've got to do is build on that now. The lads have been round this morning to do a feature for some of the PB stuff. That went quite smoothly. We'll be doing a bit more tomorrow out on the boat. We're going to do a little piece on the bottom bouncer rod. It's basically a short rod with a little reel braid on, and for those that like fishing out of a boat, you can take this with you. It's nice and light and compact, and you can feel for your spots whilst you're actually out there, and then it's just a matter of dropping a H block or something like that, you know, to mark your spots, and then you can gauge your distance and what have you from the bank afterwards. But yeah, so we're going to do a feature on that tomorrow, I think. We'll probably do some rig stuff as well. I know yesterday I rested the swim, didn't I? So that, well, the plan was to let the fish come in here and feel safe. But I've seen quite a few show further out to the right of where John was fishing on my other side. He seemed to have moved across a bit. So what I've done, I've basically put 2 rods long in that vicinity. It's about 18 wraps, I think. So hopefully that'll pay off, but if not, the situation's still pretty much the same here. Other than that, really, I'm boxed in, like I said before. Like John's here, Justin's there, and I'm in this little triangle in the middle. So if them 2 rods don't pay off where I've seen the fish show, it'll just be a case of resting the swim again. Let all the other lads cause all the disturbance out in the lake and push them back over here, and hopefully I'll pick one up once the swim has been rested again. Right then, fish number 2 from Utopia. A pound less than the last one, at 28.14, but still very, very welcome. Like I say, I've been struggling the first couple of days, but I think I've sorted it out now. I was trying to rest the swim with him being in a little quiet bay and let him come into me, but it wasn't working. I felt like I should be achieving more, you know, so found myself another spot a bit further out where they were showing. I didn't think I could get to it really because of the other angles either side of me, but I couldn't go quite as far as I wanted, but I've gone as far as I can without impeding on the other 2. Put some bait over, and this is the result. They're still showing there now, so I'm going to put this back and get my last rod back out. Happy days. Here we go again. Fish number 3. Had 2 fish in quick succession now, so I think the changing tactics and changing spots is working. And this one's exactly £30. They're getting slightly bigger slowly. Nice lean fish, this one, full of muscle. Well, they're getting bigger. Fish number 4. 2 ounces shy of £34. And apparently they don't like mad baits here. Once I got my location right, the fish seem to think different. Feeding 𝓙𝓼𝓽 and Pandemic and 18 mils. And I'm fishing double bottom bait, 18 mil, 1 of each, on a long hair. That seems to be doing the trick. This this chunky Merry seems to like it, so that's what I'll continue giving them. Lovely, let's get him back and wait for number 5. As long as they keep getting bigger, I'm going to keep getting happy. Morning. We've just hit the midweek point, so we're now on Wednesday morning. Got a full belly, just come back from breakfast, which I've got to say has been spot on every single day, and so is tea as well. They do an excellent food package here at Utopia. Full English in the morning, and then a selection of menus for tea time at night, with dessert, might I add. Yeah, so we're midweek point. I had another fish last night, a grass carp at 23.8. So since that change of location and tactics, I seem to be putting them on the bank at a steady pace now. So I'm just going to stick at what I'm doing until I need to change again. All the fish have come to double bottom baits, a combination of 18mm Pandemic and 𝓙𝓼𝓽, and that's also what I'm feeding over the top. And every time I have a fish, I just get the throwing stick out and top it up. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with the technical pieces about the rigs I'm using, because if you've been watching my other vlogs then you know what sort of rigs I use. But what I will do is tell you the components that I use. That's more important, I think, at this point, especially when we're fishing for these big, strong fighting fish in Europe. I mean, it's important back in the UK as well, but obviously the fish over here are a lot more substantial than back in the UK, and you need reliable end gear. So I'll just very quickly brush over the rig section so that you know what I've been using to put these fish on the bank. Okay, so I'm just going to brush on this very quickly. We're using 15-pound jelly wire. I did start at the 25, but I've scaled everything down due to struggling at the beginning of the week. Size 4 KD with one of our soft shrimp aligners. Them two used in conjunction with each other. The hook holds are phenomenal. It flips brilliantly every time. 2 bottom liners to help pin everything down. The first one is just on the break. Got a break there of about 2-3 centimeters, just to aid with the hooking potential when you get a fish, and then that's finished off with an anti-tangle sleeve. Like I said, I'm not going to show you how to tie this because you've seen it all a million times before, and it's nothing revolutionary. It's what I normally go to in most places I fish, and it works nearly everywhere I go. So that's it. Use it in your angling, and I'm sure you'll catch fish too. Yes, before you think or say anything, I am sitting here in my pants. But for very good reason, let me tell you. I've got a 33-pound common in the sling. First common of the trip, which led me a right merry dance. In and out the trees, to the left, to the right. Everywhere it could have gone to hook me up, it did do. But Boxy come good in the end, and here we are. 33-pound, 4 ounce, and the first common carp of the trip. Same location, same rig, same bait. Once you get it right, it's easy, innit? This is fish number 6, by the way. I had a mirror just before this, and that grassy in the night as well. Coming thick and fast now. Still waiting for that big one though, that big chunk. So I'm going to put this one back, have a little whisper in its ear, tell it go get its mum. Good morning. I've just been rudely awakened by my left hand rod with an absolute screamer. It's not a massive fish, by no means, especially compared to what is in here. I'm guessing it's around about the mid-20 mark. It's just sitting in the sling now, while it gave me a chance to sort my other two rods out and give the fish a chance to recover. I had a couple more in the night as well, up to £30, just over I think 34. So yeah, let's get him out and give you a look. So this is the one that I've just been telling you about. Like I say, not a massive fish. I thought it was going to go mid-20s, and it's 26.10. 26.10? Yeah, 26.10. And it's misbehaving. Come on, steady now. There we go. That was this morning's alarm clock. Certainly much better than the usual alarm clock that gets you up for work. Lovely lean, strong fighting fish. I said it again, I said it before and I'll say it again. I'm going to put this one back, tell him to go get his mother. Not that I'm tired of catching these, but I want one of them big chunks. Just to round the week off nicely. Okay, so that's fish number 10 at Utopia. Proof in the pudding that scale things down, take your time. It'll all come good in the end. I'm going to put this one back now, get my rod back out and see what more can happen. Happy days. Well,
carnage!
Just popped down to see how Zach's doing, and his swim's exploded with grass carp. You alright there, pal?
Bloody hell.
You in a bit of a mess?
Too hot for this.
30 on the button.
How big?
30 on the button.
How big, sorry? You filming that?
Yeah. It's making some sort of weird noise. It's growling at him. Get me back, get me back. Last day, it's Friday, and we've got one more night left to do. I did manage to put another fish on the bank last night for the cameras. I said to you before, we're here with PB Products doing a bit of a shoot. I've done all my usual big pieces and the usual stuff that you like to see on your videos. All that was left for me to do was put one on the bank for the camera, which is no easy feat, but I've been watching the water all week. Sort of gauged and learned when the best time was for the camera crew to be sitting behind me. We managed to pull one out the bag, so that was all good. with all the hustle and bustle we did forget to weight, but we're guessing it was around £28–29. So to recap, I've had 11 fish so far, and considering I'm in one of the more challenging swims on the complex, I'm quite happy with that really. Going back through the catch reports for the last 2 or 3 years on Utopia, he puts them on Facebook, see? So going back through the catch reports, this swim never seems to do that well, to be honest. It's quite a few times it does no fish, other times it'll do 1 or 2, 3 or 4, and I think going back through the last 3 years, the most fish I've seen this produce from the catch reports is 12 fish, and I've still got another day and another night left yet, so I've not done too shabby, I don't think. As long as you watch the water and you make the swim work for you, it's amazing what you can achieve sometimes. Okay, so I'm just going to very quickly give you some information on what the fishing at Utopia is like, because there isn't much about really on the internet. Obviously when I knew I was coming here I tried to do some research on my own, which is always a good thing when you're coming to a new venue, but like I say, there's not much about. So what can I tell you? It's around 10 acres in size, and there's 8 swims to go at, but when it is full it can be hard work. Obviously it's full now because we're here with the PB boys and we're doing a bit of a shoot, but ideally you could do with 2 swims free, so that if somebody is struggling, somebody can dot around as necessary. It's full of fish, it's heavily stocked, so you need to bring lots of bait. I bought 50 kilo, I've used almost 30 kilo now for 11 fish, but some of the guys that have been doing, some of the guys have caught really well and they're into 30 odd fish for the week, so they've used up to 40–50 kilo, no problem. The big fish, there's lots of 30s and 40s in here, 50s and even a couple of 60s, so, and they're active constantly, they're going to want to feed, so yeah, bring lots of bait, that's a really important tip. Rig wise and tactics wise, keep it simple, I've been using the same sort of rigs that I use at home. I did step it up a little bit, slightly, because I was fishing sort of marginal areas for big fish, but in the end I ended up scaling it down. So I've gone from the 24 pound control mono down to the 18, which is a 0.30 diameter, and I got 25 pound jolly wire off down to the 15, just to try and net those extra bites, and that seemed to work for me. Been using simple blowback rigs like I use at home. You've seen them before on my other blogs, and just a heavy bottom bait, which helps the hook turn nice and quickly. And don't just, like I say, just keep things simple. Don't ignore the margins either. There's tree line margins all the way around this lake, and pads on the other end as well. The fish are all over the place. Just the most important thing I can tell you is keep your eyes on the water. I know you're on holiday and you want to relax, but if you relax too much, you're going to miss things that are going to give you a clue as to where the fish are. Other than that, there's not much I can tell you really. If there's anything specific that you want to know, don't hesitate to contact me and I'll try and help you as best as I can.